recognize that. We're just going to continue. Members of your group, everybody's not eating. So those who are not eating will be the ones who would start writing. So we just finished the customer segment of our business, where you identify the people who would be most interested, who most need, or it is most likely, it is most suitable for them, your business idea. Our next item on the business model is the value proposition. And this here is the most critical and crucial, because this is where you identify the value of what you have to offer. So essentially, ask a few things. Well, app for the differently able, app for friends, and solving school violence. So those are the ideas. But coming out to those things, we would the differently able app. How is this going to be used? For me, maybe as a caretaker of someone who's differently able, ages. So if I have a baby who's differently abled, is it suited for her? Is it suitable for an older, a 90-year-old who has lost a leg? Because they're differently abled. Well, they're disabled. And what type of differently able are you referring to? Cognitive, speech, sight, physical. This is where we start to zone in and understand the value that we're bringing. And in understanding value, you have to be clear so that the customers can understand why they should buy from you. Like, why? Why this and not something else? Why do I really need it? In doing this, you have to start to differentiate yourself from your competitors. Because if there's somebody doing the same thing, how do you stand out? If there's nobody doing it, how do you stay ahead? Because most likely if somebody starts doing it, other people will start doing it as well. So you have to start thinking, how are you going to be different? What makes you unique? What makes you the most attractive of everybody else who may be offering something similar? Or when you look around the world to see what other people are offering. And then you have to figure out, well, why is this idea, what is the value behind this idea? Like, why do differently able people need an app? If I lost my hands, how am I going to use this app? These are just questions, yeah? So this is where you start to fine-tune and make your product more relatable to the audience that you want. When we look at stopping school violence, like how do you intend to do this? Is it, if you're stopping school violence, do you plan to have a reporting system? Well, if there are reports of school violence, we're going to identify who are the culprits and we're going to remove them from school. Like, what is the purpose of this idea? What value are you bringing? Can you make money from it? Can I see, as a parent of a teenager, the value in this? Would I be willing to part with my money to purchase it? See where we're at? We are now starting to go a little deeper and look at the value to our customers and the value to us as business people. What does it have to offer? How is it? So if we use our example of Netflix, what the value that you get is that we are able to watch movies anytime. That's important. Today is Teachers Professional Day. If you are at home, you probably will be on Netflix. Normally during the week, when you come home from school, that is when you will probably watch Netflix, and on weekends. You can watch this anytime, anywhere. And that is what offers value to you about Netflix. That's the value that Netflix brings to you. Y'all understand? So, are there any questions on value proposition? This was short, but I don't want you to underestimate the importance of this particular topic. Any questions on this? All right. So we're getting ready to go straight into the next exercise. Think about your business idea. Think about the value that you're going to be bringing. And this is where we go into a next group exercise. Some of you may have listed like 5 segments, customer segments. But keep on the mask when you cough. But in this segment, we need to be able to offer, we need to be able to identify the value for each of these segments. So remember that your product is going to serve people differently. You all remember this. So as a parent, what I want from your apps is going to be different from what the students want. It's going to be different from what the Ministry of Education wants. It's going to be different from what the teachers want. So you have to be able to convince me that I can part with my money to purchase this product or service. You have to convince the government that it is necessary for the school children. So you have to be able to identify the value to them. Y'all get where I'm going with this? So this is the next segment. Create a value proposition for each segment of your business. In this instance, I only want you to do it for 3 customer segments. This is how it is written. There are 3 major elements you need to identify in your value. What you are offering, who, which is the segment, customer segment, and how this product is going to fulfill or solve their needs. You can write it in a statement like this, which is, we offer, we provide, and that will, you will say, we provide an app for friends' issues so that teenagers have a forum where they can share their ideas. That is it in a nutshell. But you need 3 customer segments, so I just addressed teenagers. But what about parents? What about adults? And if you want adults between a particular age, you can say between 18 and 30. You can start to really fine-tune. You can really start to define your customer segment like that. Okay? So it is important for us to understand the value or the need that each customer segment will get from your product or service. Everybody's clear on what you need to do? So work in your groups, fill out, complete the business model canvas form. So you need to complete it with your customer segment for your business idea. Now we're on the stage with the value proposition. You have 10 minutes, so at 1:26 we're going to come back. Remember, only do it for 3 segments, 3 of your customer segments. You need one? You just need 1 paper for the group. So only the person who's taken their copy is the one that you're going to give them out. So everybody does not need to complete an individual one. You just need 1 sheet for the group.
cannot hear you.
For the parents and children. Yes.
The children.
Yes. That one for the children. And then we offer protection for the children that you want to come to our secondary school Definitely. We offer protection to the children that are going to our secondary school.
Primary school, they don't leave your children from school.
Well, the city will do the children or the in primary school, but not in primary school. Well, the city will do the children in primary school. Yes. No, that's free. Children from
Primary school is still after that. Well, what about to do you know? Because I know, well, yes, well, no. The teachers could be public parents and teachers who got children. Because teachers will very get the things in the school. The teacher will feel safe as a parent to send their children to school. To school. But I think teacher was the ministry should understand because the ministry still dealing with the violence in school. Yeah. What will you do to provide protection for students?
We have 6 more minutes to finish the creative value proposition for each customer segment of your business. So remember, we're only focusing on 3 because some of you had more than 3. And we use the example we provide to the customer so the example I would have used is that we provide a forum where teenagers can interact with each other to share and find counsel on interpersonal relationship issues. Right? Don't worry about how you've read it. I really want to understand your value. And from there, we will then fine tune it and work through the value. But I really want to see your thought process and how you have identified it. So everybody's finished? Oh, you need a few more minutes. So you have 3 more minutes. Yeah, I'll sure you understand the value, not the location, the value. What would the Ministry of Health get from this, right? Mm-hmm.
No more complaining or anything.
The children feel more safe at
That's fine. Even if you have the notes, we can then take it and make it into a statement about the value. Yeah? So hopefully, everybody should have completed the group project for their particular areas. We're going to start from the left and come to the center. We should have some microphones there in the center, so I want everybody to walk there because our online participants aren't able to hear clearly. So when we go here to the mic, they're actually able to hear the dialogue and understand it a lot more, and by this we will share. By doing this, we'll be able to share with them. So we're going to start with the group on our left. This is a group that is developing the app for, everything okay? This is a group that's developing the app for we need a microphone for yeah.
Oh gosh.
That's okay, go ahead.
We provide a special app which caters to your needs. This is for the disabled people. We provide a special app which caters to your needs so that you can complete regular activities more efficiently, such as audiobooks for blind people and autocorrect and easy-to-read captions for deaf people.
So I didn't hear clearly, so you need to project your voice a little bit more
Okay.
and break it down. We provide
a special app which caters to your needs so that you can complete regular activities more efficiently, such as audiobooks for blind people and accurate and easy to read captions for deaf people.
So you have two different values. You have audiobooks and captions, right? Good. So that's one. Or you have another one? Another? Let me hear it before we start to change it.
Teachers of disabled children. We offer an app which helps teachers to decipher work to disabled children so they can learn on the same basis of regular children more efficiently.
So it allows the teachers to understand what they're saying.
Yeah, and the children to understand what the teachers are saying.
Okay. So this is more for people who are hearing and visually impaired
Yeah.
and speech impediments as well, speech impaired.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's two. Let me hear the third one.
We are providing a disability app for parents/family who have a kid or kids which are disabled, so they can communicate with their children.
Okay. So you have a multi-purpose app. So let's start with the first one, who is for the people who are disabled, right? So what you provide a facility where people who are differently able can
Use audiobooks. Use captions to read easier.
All right, so I would say use audiobooks and you also, yes, I was actually going to change it up. So you can use tools to help them fully function in society. Yeah? And I would end that one right there. For the teachers, read that one again, let me hear.
We offer an app which helps teachers to decipher work to disabled children so they can learn on the same basis of regular children more efficiently.
So instead of decipher, I would say exchange. This app allows teachers to have an exchange. I wouldn't use the word dialogue because they're not talking, but have an exchange of communication between those who are hearing, speech, and visually impaired. That's it, right? Because when you say hearing, speech, and visually impaired, you immediately know who your customers are. This is not for everybody who are for somebody who's physically impaired, it wouldn't mean anything for them. It offers no value at this time. So far, your app is targeting those people who are visually, speech, or hearing impaired. You realize that, right? You see how this product is starting to form out? So you said differently able, but differently able includes physically challenged as well. And so far, the two things you've identified do not target them. There's no need for them to use this product or service. So the point that I'm trying to make, you see how your product or service is shaping up. You're starting to see an idea of who would be the best type of customers that will be required for your products. Yeah? What's the last one? This is for the parents.
And the family.
Parents and family. So read it, let me hear what you are saying.
We are providing a disability app for parents/family who have a kid or kids with disabilities so they can communicate and cope.
So they can
Communicate and cope.
communicate and cope. I would say that the app provides a forum for parents and caretakers of those who are differently able so that they can exchange or share ideas for those in their care well-being, their children or their ward's well-being. I would put it like that. You get me? So members of your team have been noting the change because you need to just fine-tune it. I think you're on the right path, but I want you to understand, do you see that you are now taking your product in a different direction? Or really narrowing down those people who would really need to use your products and service? So remember at the start I said it is not for everybody. You realize it is now more for those people who are speech, visually, and hearing impaired. Yeah? This makes you now, gives you the opportunity to go back to your customer segment and make sure that is correct and is in line with this value. Y'all sure you understand? Good. Thank you. Thank you so much. Everybody, please give them clap because they put a lot of effort into it. So I wasn't grilling you. I was just trying to get you to see the value that you can offer from a specific segment of those who are challenged or differently abled, as you call them, right? The center here, y'all ready? Y'all ready? All right, so go. Go right there. Pardon me? Oh, you have a mic. Oh, okay, cool.
We provide safety reassurance to parents so they can feel safe sending their children to school.
Yeah. Take it a little closer.
We provide safety reassurance to parents so they can feel safe sending their children to school.
So repeat it one more time. Take the mic a little closer or project your voice a little harder.
We provide safety reassurance to parents so they can feel safe sending their children to school.
We provide safety reassurance to parents so they can feel safe sending their children to school.
Yeah.
How are you reassuring the parents?
By adding extra security.
You're offering security. What type of security are you offering?
Extra security guards, like trained guards.
So you are providing trained guards at schools. Who's hiring you to do this?
The ministry.
The ministry, but you're satisfying the parents and the students. So the Ministry of Education, the government of Barbados is hiring you through the Ministry of Education to provide guard services in the schools. Let me hear the next one.
We offer protection to the students at our secondary schools by adding more trained guards.
And the third one?
We provide extra safety for students so there are less complaints to the Ministry of Education by adding security scanners.
How would guards stop the violence, which is the ultimate goal for your particular business? So you're going to do searches? So you find the weapon, what's next?
They confiscate it and the child will have to pay a fine.
The child will have to pay a fine.
Well, the parents really.
The parents.
Expelled?
The child will be expelled.
Even though after they get to use the weapon, the parent or somebody has to talk to the child about breastfeeding or like
All right, so if we're going to stop the violence, we find a weapon, but we expel them. The person returns to our community not understanding. The police, so you think the police will stop them? But the mental program, a rehabilitation program, I think that is where you need to go. Expelling them from school is not going to stop the violence. It may increase it even more because the violence now goes back into the community as opposed to the schools. So I think that you need to refine the product like that. So we offer a rehabilitation program in association with the government of Barbados to help students involved in violence. Now, when I say involved in violence, who? Am I the one who is doing the violence, or am I the one receiving violence? The ones who are being violent, right? Good. So that's one way to stop it, through a rehabilitation program in association with the government of Barbados to curb violent behavior in schools. This is through behavioral change. It is. It's a good idea. The third thing, so we are now addressing those who are involved in the violence, who are behaving in a violent manner. I have received violence. What do you have for me? Is there any need for me? Do you have a need in your program for me, somebody like me? Yeah. All right, tell me about it. So you want to, let's work it all together. And guys, other areas you need to help as well. We're open to ideas.
I think here's the thing you need to think about. It's not right or wrong. You can either look at your solution as a punitive one, meaning I am punishing people for behaviors, or you can look at it as
A solution.
which is a solution which says these behaviors are there, and we're going to have a solution that turns these behaviors to something positive.
I like the idea, but what I want them to get is that your service could be holistic. Instead of focusing on those perpetrating the violence, there are others who have suffered violence and need assistance as well.
And sometimes just to take back, if you do your research, this is what you'll find, that there's things that say people who think they have been
Exactly.
You understand what we're saying? So somebody who was hurt previously hurt
Others.
their experience. So if you are able to stand behavior and have them come into contact with somebody who's been hurt, and say, this is how you hurt me, it is also here and prevent the victim from getting abused. So I think there are different solutions. So you're going to focus on one, or you're going to a holistic approach, or a punitive approach. So from one, you have to be different types of
See how you can form the business. Yeah. And that's actually what I want to get out from them. What value can you bring to those who experienced violence? Not gave out violence, not perpetrated violence, but those who are received under the receiving end. So they may have a counseling service to help shape their mindset, to help them cope. So you could provide a facility where those experiencing violence or who have experienced violence can get the requisite counseling, the requisite therapy. See how hard it is when it is big? And that's why you have to start to zone in. And that's what we're trying to do, to get you to zone in on specific values that you're going to be offering with this idea, because the idea is big. So you're focusing on those people who committed crimes, the crime of violence, but you haven't dealt with those people, and maybe that is not your target market. Maybe you don't care about them in that way. Your idea is to stop the violence so it doesn't continue. It could be both. You can have two separate areas in your business, one directed for those who are violent and the other for those who have suffered violent behavior under those people who perpetrated violent behavior, the victims. And what's the third one? So I don't know, to be honest, as a parent, I don't know that having an extra guard will make me feel safe, because a guard can't be everywhere, right? I think we need to have more things to deter people from being violent. What would stop you from being violent? So if you're tense, if you feel overwhelmed, you want space. So maybe that's what you do. Maybe you create a safe zone where people can release their overwhelm, their anxiety, their feelings in a positive manner. Maybe that's what you are going to offer. And it could be that's all it could be. But what is in this facility? This facility could be a physical building. The facility could be access to counselors. It could be access to the things they need. So you need to just regroup and go through that process again, right? It is not that you have failed. It is that you are trying to find the best value out of this business idea for your customer segment. Y'all understand that? So I want you to regroup and just come back, yeah? But thank you so much. You did a good job. Please congratulate them. And the middle group, your turn. Remember, you need to walk to the podium. Sorry, the microphone. And project your voice.
We provide an app for friends uses your issues teenagers, adults, and parents can solve problems that they're having with their best friends. This app helps build and reconnected relationships between friends. Adults can use this app to make friends and play friendship building games. We provide this app for teenagers to help with troubles in their friendship and to reconnect bonds they had. Parents can use this to chat with their children and keep up to date with their children's social life.
Social
Life.
life. Okay. So repeat the first one, and you either pull up the mask or pull it down because it is a bit muffled. So, right, and go a little closer. Don't put your hand to your mouth. You can talk. Turn to the mic as close as you can. Yeah, and talk.
We provide an app for friends, issues where teenagers, adults, and parents can solve problems that they're having with their best friends.
Right.
This app helps build.
Well, so that's the first one? First customer? Okay. So you provide an app where who?
With their friends. Oh,
So there were two. The first one had a tact. That was right. That was in the next one. This was the first point. I'm on this one because I'm trying to figure out which segment it was. So, yeah, read your first line.
we provide an app for friends, issues where teenagers.
Okay. So the app is for teenagers, where teenagers can. So you offer, we provide an app. Okay. Can I say something? And I see that we've had it. What is the app doing? The app is providing a reconnect bonds. Okay, cool. So what you are really doing, it isn't the app is the vehicle, but the app is not the value. The app is the vehicle. The value that you're offering is reconnecting bonds. So it is a facility where, or a forum, or you can find synonym words that mean the same thing as facility or forum, but it is a facility or a forum where teenagers can reconnect bonds with friends. And adults. So this is not only for friends, these are for adults that you,
And this app has built a relationship between friends.
you gotta come closer, remember?
This app helps build and reconnect relationships between friends.
Okay, right. Reconnects relationships between friends, yeah. That's the true value of this though. The app is the vehicle. So you don't have to use the word app. You can say facility, forum, you can say a link, it reestablishes links between teenagers who have fallen out of friendships. You can, the word app is not value, but the value is in the reconnection. Y'all understand? So this is the point that I've been trying to get across. What you are selling is not an app. What you are selling is a means by which teenagers and adults can reconnect, can resolve differences. This way they are able to communicate better, they're able to articulate their feelings, and this, one of the saving things you could have even linked is this helps with their, to eliminate or reduce mental health issues. This helps to curb violent behavior. This helps to ensure peace in the world. Yes. Peace in the world, loneliness. I mean, this has so much value. Value is not in the app. Value is in the result that they get. Because when you combat loneliness, when you are able to bring peace to the world, when you are able to shape the outlook of society and the mindset of the people that are going to be in society, to create a more loving environment, that is the value that you bring, not the word app. Y'all understand the point I'm trying to make?
But it's not to say that. I have to say this, that what you are saying is awesome. That
It
the
is.
thing that you
It
did
is.
this morning from the ideation session, and that what you are thinking about as far as solutions and designing products, designing services to truly impact people at a deep level that can transform the lives of your generation. And forgive me, but your value propositions at the end of the day are saying to me, we want to do businesses that help to make people enjoy a better quality.
They're focused on the social,
Right?
the social impact.
Emotional IQ, your emotional
Is high.
IQ, such that you are able to see and recognize what is happening. And to be thinking about solutions. And I just want to say, the $20 challenge is not only about juices and fruits. You see some of what you're talking about? Imagine if you took this opportunity to seriously explore some of what you were talking about here. And then you take money that you win, and you can create an app. One of the first winners of the $20 challenge created an app called Barbados Like the Local.
And it's a business to this
And what is a business app? And it showcased different places that as a local in Barbados, so the tourists coming to Barbados, they can subscribe to it. And then obviously it started to get advertising space. And then that young lady sold the app. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So it started off as something small like this. And we're talking about 6 or 7 years ago. You heard about the primary school age child who wanted to go to church, but they want physically like yeah, I'm going to church.
Correct.
So I'm saying to you, do not just treat your ideas here today. I'm not saying you like, but treat them as something
Keep it.
substance.
Yes, keep it because it has value. And the value is in the social repair. It is in social repair. So I really concur with what you're saying. I totally agree. The ideas are awesome. It may look like we're drilling down, but we want you to understand the value of what you're bringing. You have not come here and sold us a cup. You are selling us things to change the social fabric of Barbados and by extension the world. Because if you are able to execute this, the ripple effect that this will have across Barbados will be phenomenal.
And this is for each of you, you know. Because talking
Yes.
about violence in the school and trying to figure out how can we combat violence. When I open my phone and see several times children fighting at schools or on the buses or as recent as this week. So we understand where you're coming from. And you talk about helping differently able people.
Yep.
That's real. You know, and then reconnecting and building relationships.
And they're talking about inclusivity.
Correct.
Because you're differently able, it doesn't mean that you should be excluded.
Correct.
Those are the things I really want you to bring out. There's a lot of value. Bring out the ability to include everybody. And then that speaks about diversity, which is a totally different topic. But what we're trying to say is that the various ideas that you have all come up with have some serious, positive social implications for Barbados and by extension the world. So this is something that I think is very applaudable. I think it is really refreshing to see it. And I think that do not underestimate the value and the worth you bring and the impact as you lead the change to redesign the mindset of a lot of people.
Y'all understand this? You lead in this.
So I am excited when I see your value proposition that you speak not to the physical attributes only,
And a lot of
but to
social.
the emotional and how when people use your product or your service, the end result, how does it make them feel? You know, how does it change their lives? So, you know, and that's going to be important.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So we're gonna quickly move on because you have the next session. And guys,
It's
be
gonna-
true.
And remember the next session is going to follow immediately on
Yes.
this as well.
The next session is going to even expand on a lot of these things that we have identified here, right? So the other thing is the channels. All this means is that where you're going to find your customers. So Netflix finds their customers or is available on their website and the app. A lot of you are doing apps. You're going to be available on the app, but where else can people find you? Where else? You have resources in the means of physical persons or maybe facilities or spaces. Where can they be found? This is all the channel means. How can I, if I wanted to take advantages of the services that you're offering, where can I find you? Mm-hmm. Like a hotline. So he's talking now about a hotline where if there are challenges you can call and say, this is what is happening. And you will come in and deal with the situation. Yeah. Just one? The physical, the facility, the space that they have where they can go in and just de-stress and just get help coping with whatever's happening. Tons of good, excellent ideas coming through. And then we have the customer relationships. Well, I mean, how are you going to get customers? How do you
Communicate with your customers, and what type of relationship are you going to establish? So for the differently able people, those people who are hearing visually and speech impaired, you're going to have to find unique ways using a lot of technology to communicate and reach those people and to keep them in the loop. And coming out of that, there are tons of ideas that you can do. But they need to still feel as if they're part of society. And if there are challenges with the service, how do you fix it? How do you know the type of after-sales service that you're going to have? And then how do you keep in contact with them? There are people who are differently able, so you may have to have people who can do sign language. You may have to have people who can read lips. You may need to have special Braille technology if they're using devices. You have the hotline, so immediately you need to make sure that the hotline is staffed and that people can get through when they call you in an urgent situation. Because they need to reach somebody, because this will have an impact on their mental health as well. Netflix. When you have a Netflix account, you can configure it to the way you want. And when you start to watch particular types of movies, they're going to start pushing those type of movies to you, right? And then obviously if you can't get on, there's user support. You can email them. You can go in the customer service chat and talk to them. And they're also pretty active on social media as well. And then we're going to look at the revenue streams. We've talked about all these ideas. How are you going to make money? How are you going to make money? The government of Barbados and maybe a private organization or probably parents are the ones who probably pay you. And they will be the ones who will be the ones giving you income, revenue. Yeah, to conduct the business. Because if you're hiring guards, if you build in a space, if you have counselors on duty, you need money to pay them. Yeah? You may want to seek donations from international organizations, trusts, grants. The app for friends. Who is going to buy that? Well, I ain't talking to she, so I ain't care. How do you change your mindset? You understand? So people feel like this is something that they can use. And then the app for the differently able. Maybe grants, maybe supporting organizations, maybe some of the schools that exist for differently abled people. Maybe they're the ones who's going to purchase these apps. Maybe through grants, international grants. After we looked at the revenue streams, we have to understand what resources are required. So immediately you know that guards are required, counselors, and a space in the school where they can privately speak. And this is apart from the guidance counselor. The apps, for you will need to have a space. You know the key resources will be the developers, internet use, software developers, internet, you need the internet. You will also need marketers, people who are going to help you to promote this app. Again, similarly, your resources, your key resources will be the Braille technology and the special technology that is available for people who are differently abled. Immediately, that is your primary or your key resource. You have to then look at what is the most important thing. If your business did not have it, how would it survive? That's the most important thing. So if you know that your business cannot survive without a particular resource, you know that that's one of your most important resources. And then what about the capital? Who the brainchild behind this? Because you need like a business analyst who is going to think through all the various aspects of the needs of these people. So not only would you need website developers and website design, but you are going to need people who work with differently abled members of our society, because they will give you great insight and advice on the things you need to do. Then the key activities. Well, how is it going to roll out? I think this group here, with the solving the school violence, you kind of have it because there's a hotline. So then build from that. After you receive the call, what happens next? What happens next? What happens next? After you receive the call, you go to the school. You do an investigation. That person either goes to a boot camp or some facility where they're counseled, where they're guided, so that they can really and truly stop the violence. And meet other people like them, correct. The police, but it's not necessarily a stage where they're going to be locked up. We really want to change behavior, because if they're locked up, that may do more harm than good. Yeah? And then when we look at production, how do we solve the various challenges that may come up along the way? And how do we distribute this app? So what are your plans for sharing this app and letting people know? advertising, you're going to do that in marketing. But the whole point is that there are critical activities that you need to promote the various businesses that you have developed. And then the last thing, well, not the last, we have two more. What are the key partnerships? Like who is most important? So the parents, the governments, the key stakeholders in your business. For the differently abled, those people involved, so there may be organizations that already exist that will be key partners to guide you as to some of the areas that really need addressing. And then you have to understand what you want from them. What do they bring? What do you want to get from them? Can the arrangement be a partnership, a joint venture, or maybe they just supply you with services? All of these are things. When you are setting up the business, you have to understand how it is going to flow. How they integrate into every single thing that you are going to be doing. Yeah? And the last thing, which is very important, what are the costs associated with the major assets? And costs are, there's fixed costs, which are the things you really need that the business cannot do without. And then there are the variable costs. There are things that may vary depending on what is happening. So for example, personnel to man the hotline, that is going to be a fixed cost. The cost of the machinery, the telephone system, that is going to be a fixed cost. What you don't know is if you need to call in the guards, you may or may not need guard services. You may or may not need counseling services. So those are variable costs, depending on the situation. For the differently abled, the investment in the technology, Braille technology, and all the other technology that help you to communicate with those people who are differently abled, those are fixed costs. What may be variable would be maybe developer costs, web design costs, maintenance costs, to develop the website or the app, to maintain the website or the app. Those may be variable costs. Or they could be fixed costs, depending on the arrangement you have. But as we look through the activities, we will see what is most important. And the most important things will be the ones that that will be your fixed costs. This is a bit blurry, but we would have gone through Netflix and the various aspects of this. We were going to do the case study, but we don't have time for that right now. Or maybe we do. Well, let's take a quick stab at it because I need to leave so Mr. Holder can start his presentation. But Kelly has a booth in Queen's Park where she sells cold, tasty lemonade. She accepts orders from her website, kellyslemonade.com. She's personable and customers like her friendly nature. They often give her tips. Y'all know what I mean by tips, right? Extra money. She enjoys making lemonade, which she promotes on her website and through the sales reps, who she pays a commission on every lemonade sold. Kelly gets her ingredients from the local farmer, Andrew, and on any day, you can find Kelly giving out flyers in the park. So when we look at the customer segments, the people who come to the park are her customers. Yes. So, yeah, I will send the Netflix example. Mm-hmm. And what does she offer? What's her value proposition? cold, tasty lemonade on the go because people are thirsty and that's what they want. Then we look at the type of relationship she has. Because she's there talking to them, it's a very personal relationship. When we look at the channels, her lemonade is only available 2 places, either through the booth sale or if it is ordered online through kellyslemonade.com. She makes money from the lemonade sales, and remember she gets tips. But we didn't talk about this, but Kelly has potential opportunity to do some advertising so she can get additional revenue. The key resources that she needs would be the ingredients, the limes, the water, the pitchers. Those are the things sugar. Anything else that she adds to her lemonade. She needs her salespeople because they're important. And she needs the booth because that is exactly where people come. That's the physical space. Her key activities would be making lemonades, the marketing, and sales. In here, we can also add banking services. Then we have the key partners. This says municipalities, but this really is these are the people who are responsible for the park. These are the people who rent and take care of the park and give Kelly permission. And then the major things, remember, Kelly hires salespeople, so she has to pay commissions. Kelly does marketing, so she distributes flyers around the park. And then Kelly has the blender and the different equipment that is required to make the lemonade. So you see how we just took that case study, that example, and applied it into the business model canvas. And immediately we get an idea of Kelly's business model, how she goes about selling her lemonade and keeping her business afloat. All right? So I want to summarize the business model canvas. 1, the business model canvas is really a simple tool. It helps us to clarify our ideas and helps us with our thoughts as it relates to our business. It truly helps us to understand what our business is about. It gives an overview of the business at a glance, so that if there are any challenges, we can immediately see ways in which we can make adjustments. And if these adjustments has an impact on other areas of the business, how we can make those changes in other areas as well. It helps us to focus on our business strategy. We saw that Kelly had a real simple business model. She goes into the park, sets up, she does not have a big amount of infrastructure. She markets through flyers, and she gets the assistance of salespeople to help promote the business. She makes her sales. It really helps us to stay focused, and finally, it is very flexible and it is transparent. If you are asked at any point in time what your business is about, you can easily go to your business model canvas and speak quickly and confidently about what you have to offer. That is the end of my presentation. I hope that you are able to see the value in this so that you can take this forward and make all of these very excellent ideas, bring them to fruition and let them be successful and long-lived. Thank you.
I want to say a great big thank you to Ms. Wilkinson Clark for her informative presentation. Do you think that you're better able to get your thoughts organized around your business now? You won't be able to do it immediately, but do you think you have the tools and the notes? And you can go on our YouTube channel at the Barbados Entrepreneurship Foundation, and you can watch it all over again if you need a refresher, okay, as you go through your business. We're going to take a 5-minute break, and we're going to come right back. So go outside, get some sun, get a stretch, and come right back. And we're going to close this evening with Mr. Troy Holder. And let me tell you, prepared to get very much involved. Troy is into marketing and he is a life spark. So you are going to have a truly energizing experience after lunch. So 5 minutes, you can put all of your empty containers over there, or if that gets full, go and put them in the lunchroom, the dining hall, discard of your empty containers, and come right back in 5 minutes. See you then.
I said it was starting at 1 o'clock. It's 1 o'clock. Are you ready? All right, let's set my time. Good afternoon. Wait. Everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. Stand up. Everybody stand up. Stand up. Everybody stand up. Stand up. Yeah, rise and shine. Yeah, cheese on. Where he come from? Yeah, stand up. Take a stretch. Hands up. Yeah. No, like, all the way up. Like you ready to party? Are you ready to party? Who here can sing? You can sing? Anybody here can sing? Yeah. None of you can sing? Those who are online, hands up. Let me get a good stretch. And the longer you keep your hand in the pocket across your face, the longer your hand will be in the ear. Good. All right, come down. All right, up again. Cheese, man. Bring the bread in. There we go. Okay. Down again. One more time. Raise your hands that belong to you. Raise. She right there. Look. All right, good. All right, stretch cross. Yeah. Clap. Good. Hear that there? Let me do it. Stand up. I want you. Book it down. All right, one more time. Let me go. All right, and the last thing you're going to do, you're going to shout your name at the count of 3. You're going to shout your name as loud as you possibly can. All ready? I ain't shouting. What we going to do, you can stand here all evening. I ain't got nowhere to go. Okay. My wife is home, and I don't have to go home. You got places to go? But tell them to shout so you can get to go to the places you have to go, correct? Okay. Swallow. Okay. Yes. Ready? After 3. 1, 2, 3. Try! So you know, you're just all missing on $5 each. Let me go this again. That is a serious marketing lesson. That's the first marketing lesson we can talk about. We can do this one more time. After 3. 1, 2, 3. $20 you all know me so on. We can do it one more time. All right. 1, 2, 3. Sit down. Hi, good afternoon. The name is Troy Holder. I'll be your facilitator for the next 70 minutes because we just wasted 5 minutes. And y'all can see me because this thing is almost as tall as I am. Y'all can see me, right? Cameraman, how much space do I have to move? Your arm's longer than mine, so from here to here to here. All right, okay. So we're going to be talking about marketing this afternoon. And the first thing you just recognize is that I give you an instruction and you refuse to participate. I give you an opportunity to make some money and you still refuse to participate. And the truth is that regardless of whatever you are looking to sell, there are people who are going to behave the same very way. So you're going to come in with all of these fancy ideas and some people just not going to pay your product any mind. And based on how you all just treated me, guarantee I am buying none of your products. So, but we can change that. Agree? We can get some feedback. It's me? Okay. It's me that's causing the feedback? All right. So, marketing is all about, it's on the board here, relationships. You see any of the girls in here that you like? None. So I hope none of your girls in here don't like him because nothing is going to happen out of it. But the truth is, when we think about marketing, it is all about relationships because there's people who buy things from other people. So regardless of what you're looking to sell, regardless of where you're looking to work, what you want to have as a career, and I know most of the girls in here already done say by the time they are 30, they want to have one child, they want to marry a man who's tall, dark, and handsome. And you want to live in this house, you want to drive this type of car, you want this type of job, and you can't wait to get to your mother's house so that she can't tell you what to do. Agree? So no one here? I mean, what age group you guys are in? What's the age group? 13? Who is 13? 14? You're going to be 13 on Tuesday, so you're still 12. So you're 12. Okay. 15, 16, sorry. That's my reminder to collect my child from school, but there's no school today. Good. All right. 17. You're 17? Good. All right. So therefore, you have an idea. 18? You're 18? Let's put a little mass a little bit here. You were 18? When you go home, tell mommy, thank you. You may not recognize it now, but in another 10 years, you have good genes. Because I would put you at 14. Yes. Oh, really? 14. Okay. All right. So I want you to recognize that in order to be successful in your business venture, I just heard you went through the business model canvas. And how many persons here already have an idea what they want to sell? Okay. One hand, put your hand in the air. All right. Okay. Tell me, what do you want to sell? Can't hear you. If I don't know what you want to sell, guarantee I am not going to buy it because I don't know of it. Natural soaps. Okay. Yes, ma'am. What? Pastries. You can bake? You can bake good? You have to be able to make pastries that people will eat. And not eat once, but eat over and over and over. Oh, so you want to bake cookies and cupcakes. Have you baked cookies and cupcakes before? Have mommy said they taste good? What about the neighbor? You need to give your neighbor. You know what you need to do? Get one of your friends at school who don't really like you. Give them one of the cookies. And if they say they taste good, where do you go to school? They love you? We go find another school where people don't love you and give them some of your cookies. Because if they don't like you and they still like your cookies, you know your chances are you may get a customer. But the truth is that if people don't know you, then they're obviously not going to have an opportunity to like you. And if they don't like you, then they're not going to trust you. Yeah. So imagine 18-year-old, right? So I can talk to the 18-year-old. So imagine a guy comes up to you and say, what's your name? DeAndrea? Yeah, DeAndrea, I want to take you on a date. And he said, that time, he pants halfway down, he behind. The boxer, you can see it, and the boxer having more holes than you can see. And he's telling you, well, yeah, girl, I like you, you know. I can't open a date. We going down by, we going down by Pink Star, and you get a liver cutter and a bim. No, you all don't use bim no more. You got to use buster, a bim and a buster. You interested? Why not? He looks nasty. Maybe he came from work. He may work in construction. Not looking so. So he looks nasty. Okay. So therefore, if he goes home and take a bath and come back and say, yeah, girl, I clean up now, you won't go on the date? What's the problem then? First impression. So the first impression of looking nasty, even though after you've got cleaned up, you're still not going to go on a date with him. Okay. So I want you to always remember that when you are promoting your product. That first impressions are very lasting impressions. And that's why relationships are so important. Because it means then that when you can build a relationship with someone, trust. So you must be trustworthy. You must always be honest in your dealings. So if you're selling the man coconut water, don't go and put in the pipe water in the coconut water. You see how you can go from everybody loving you in the school to everybody want to pelt big rocks at you? Okay. All right. So you must always be honest, always be upfront, and integrity. Let your yea be yea. If you see you're going to do something, do it. Unless it was something evil, then you need to change your mind and do something good. So therefore, if you promise to bring me cookies on the Sabbath, you need to bring me some cookies. So be bringing me cookies on the Sabbath, correct? You all heard it, right? On the Sabbath. Well, if you can't bake, you have a whole 2 weeks to go and learn to bake. Yeah. No, then I waited so long for cookies. Listen, I will find your school and I will get the cookies from you. If I will buy a product from all of you? Well, you all just did not support me when I was asking you. You was like, yeah. What's your name again? Hmm? Ethan. If you had said it loud enough, I would have remembered. All right. Okay. All right, so let's get rolling. Question, what drives you? Yeah, what makes you get up and do things apart from your mother nagging you? Your mother, good. All right, so your mother drives you, that's good. Okay. Grandfather, miserable, fretful, and confused. Good. All right, don't worry. If you live to be his age, you'll be just like that. Guarantee. But I used to say the same thing. I used to say my mother fretful and confused. And then my daughter started telling me, but daddy, you behave just like granny. All right, so what drives you? What else drives you? Talk to me. What drives you? But it's okay if money drives you, yeah. Talk to me. Excuse me, young man. When you look all around, are you still here? Yeah. What's your name, sir? Yeah, you. What's your nickname? But I know Beatrice ain't calling you whole name, so they're short. What they normally call you? They just call your whole name? They call you? Deontay. Okay, so what drives you? What makes you get up in the morning? Why are you even here? Money? You like money? How much money you like? Lot? What do you consider to be a lot of money? A lot, like a $5, $10, $100? A lot of $100? Like 10 hundreds, 200s, 300s? If you can't even call the amount of money, then I don't know how much is a lot of money. How much is a lot of money? A billion. Good. A billion Zimbabwean dollars or a billion American dollars. Good. That's a lot of money? A billion American dollars? Good. All right. What drives you, young man? Money. Okay. Let me ask you, let me see the hands of those here who are driven by money. Now, let me ask you a question now. How many of you have actually sold something before?
Me.
I'm not talking about the meat off your food.
But
Me. What have you sold before?
what I saw before, ice cream.
Ice cream. You made the ice cream? So how you sold ice cream? You bought it from Chefette and sold it. You sold it to your mother. But, so you've actually bought ice cream and sold it like on the cone? In a cup? How many times have you done that? And you made money from it? You need to do it more often then. Do it every weekend. But you only really like the money? But see, so to somebody who like money, talk to me. Yeah. Yeah, talk to me. What have you sold before? Cakes that you made? Good. How many cakes? Were you actually cook cakes? And who bought them? From different places? When was the last time you did that? Last week? And you made money from it? All right, then. We're going to give her a clap for that. Pardon me? Whatever sold? I sold t-shirts, I sold leather goods, I sold the meat off my food, I sold drinks, I sold marketing services. Yeah, I sold a lot of things. So when I was like your age, what I would do around crop over, I would actually go and I would buy some second quality t-shirts, I would take them home, I would print them, and I would carry them on the block and say, fellas, want to main jump in, right? But when I need to make sure to go down the same type of shirt that if anything break out, would know who's who. And the fellas would buy these shirts. And I would buy one of those shirts for about $5. It would cost me about $2 to print them, and I would sell them at $25. And note, I never jump for crop over. So I sold them shirts, but I never jumped. And then I learned leather craft, so I will buy leather and I will make wallets. And I realized, you know what? Women are the ones who normally spend money. So I will make jewelry. So when I was about 16, 17, I was making a lot of jewelry.
So how do you mean that women spend more money?
Because women like to have money and buy things.
Exactly what men work out. No, that's not true. Men work out.
Okay, well, let's lower it. Okay. Well, So that's how. That better has to be God telling you come home. That's your mommy? Okay. Tell mommy class is not finished and you're okay, you're safe. Go ahead. Okay, good. All right. Okay. So continuing on, the thing is that you must be driven, because if you're not driven, when things don't go well, you're going to be tempted to give up. Now, for me, the only reason that I'm in business is that I want to ensure that my children have opportunity to get experience working. Plus, I like to sleep late. So therefore, I need to be able to manage my own hours. So I have to be an entrepreneur, and an entrepreneur in an industry where time is not the major issue. All right? So let's continue on. Okay. Why are you here? So I want you to state 1 to 3 reasons, and you need to write it down, why you are here. And it's okay, the reason doesn't matter. If you are here because your mother sent you here, you texting your mother, boy? I tell mommy, give me your phone. Come. Just mommy. Hi, mommy, this is Troy Holder here. Just want to inform you that your son is presently in my class. He's doing quite well, and he's okay. We will ensure that once we are finished here on time that he will be able to get back to you. No need to respond to me right now, because we're not going to be able to answer you. Take care, have a good afternoon and a super weekend. There. Okay. All right, so we're continuing on. Okay. All right. So at least mommy know that you're in good company. Okay. All right. Okay. So start writing 1 to 3 reasons why you are here. Where your notepad, and it can't be in your bag. So you didn't write any notes from the last class? Let me see. I have a 19-year-old and a 12-year-old and an 8-year-old, so I know the tricks. You wrote. No, you didn't show me. Where you wrote from. Yes, look, this is a class. You can't write that for me because this is not your bag. Where you wrote from before. Show me. Show me what you wrote before, that's what I'm asking you. Ethan, give me some more time. Okay. Continue writing. Kid. All right. No, I went to school long. I grew up on the block. I went to college. I went to university. I got 3 children. I've been married for 22 years. So I know a lot of the tricks in the book. All right, continuing. So when you finish write your 1 to 3 reasons why you're here, put your hand in the air. 1 to 3. If you have 2, that's okay. And I want you to be very honest. I'm not going to ask you to say what it is, but I want you to be honest. All right? You have yours? Well, put your hand in the air. That's only a half a hand. Right, put your arm in the air again. All right. So, and the reason I'm asking you why you want to be here is that we are here for different reasons. I am here primarily because I am passionate about sharing with young people. Especially to those who are online also, I encourage you to write the reason why you are still online, and I hope that you are really online and not just logged on, but somewhere playing a game. Right? Because what I'm about to share here with you can impact your life. As a matter of fact, it will impact your life if you allow it to for the rest of your life. Okay. All right. Excuse me, young man over there by yourself. Have you written your 1 to 3 reasons why you want to be here? What's it hold up? What's the challenge? You see, I can learn a lot from your body language. You feeling sleepy? We'll stand up a little bit. Stand up. Just stand up. Stand up. Just stand up. Good. Good. Just make a few paces and yeah, you'll be okay. A few paces. Up and down 3 times. Move, move. All right, continuing on. All right. Have you written your 1 to 3 reasons as yet? Good. Okay, ladies, you can take your hands down. Have you written yours? I can't hear you. If there's one thing I know that your young people have a lot of volume. Because if a fight break out in here right now, you can hear how much volume you got. Yeah, coffee, beady, beady, beady. If that and me. Okay, so let's continue. All right? One of the things we need to be very clear about when we are getting involved in business is that we need to know the competition. You need to know who is doing what I am looking to do or who is doing something that is similar. Because in truth and in fact, there may not be a need for what you want to make or produce. Every year that we have these businesses, a lot of people gravitate towards food, baking things, making drinks. There's so many people who are making drinks right now. Some people who are making watery drinks. Some people have gone as far as to now start to bottle turbo and calling it local juice. Yes. So, hold please. So you need to know if there's really a need for what you're offering. And one of the best ways is to look and see who in the market is doing what. Sit down properly, young lady. Right? It's good. It's not bad. It's not bad to sit like that. You're going to eventually hurt yourself. Okay. And I want you to be thinking about who is doing what I want to do. Is everybody else doing this? Is it even unique? Is it novel? Right? Can I offer it in a different way? Right? And I want to encourage you right now, move away from the cakes and the food and the drinks. I mean, I am sure that you are far more creative than that. Unless the food that you're producing is really different, is really unique, I'm encouraging you to do something a bit different. Explore. Because what you may be able to do is find a product or a good or a service that you can produce that you can actually make some money from. And I tell you, for those who said you're driven by money, you should be driven towards being able to make your own money. And as a young boy, at 14 years old, I love the fact that my old man would say, I only paying $60 for the shoes to you. When the shoes that I wanted was $110, I could then say to my foster man, I can put the rest. So when everybody went to school with the same ugly looking shoes, I had on a brand name. And I had on brand name because that is what I was able to afford. Along in my neighborhood, recognize what the people were willing to buy, and I sold and stuff like that. So from very early, I recognize you can take the knowledge that you have, combine it with a need, and you can make money. And then you strategize. And to show you, I said to you that I grew up on a block. So let me tell you what I used to do. On Friday evenings, when the fellas gambling, the man gambling, and gambling money is spent easy. I was starting to watch the man gambling. And they see the man that winning more. They're asking, boss man, you want a bad wallet for that money there? And I said, well, young, so wallet, you got the wallet. Wait, let me see. And then you pull out the wallet. That might got about 3 or 4 of them that I would have made. I would say, look, there's only $25, boss. Whole lot of man, go for around here, so youngster. Ching ching. Easy. True story. And my officer that can never understand why I like to be around the men who gambling all the time. Until someone tell me about that youngster don't gamble. Because I never believe in working for my money twice. And then on a Saturday, I would make leather belts and I would take them to the same area and I would sell the leather belts. So sometimes on a Monday, when my old man tell me that, come for the $20 I got for you, I just go in and collect it and smiling. Because they then sell two wallets already, that's $50. 2 belts, that's $70. 50 and 70 is how much? 50 and 70? 120. So when he tell me, come for this $20, I just go and take it and say, all right, thank you, Dad. Go down, got my stash. So you all say that you're driven by money, but I am not seeing the entrepreneurial spirit within you that says that I want money. I ain't talked to you yet because I asked you your name and you could barely tell me your name, Ethan. Yes. Pardon me? Good. Well, Kevin Hart has meant money to talk and I meant money to talk. I hopefully can get paid as much as him someday to talk. All right. So you need to know the strengths and the weaknesses of your competitors. So don't behave in a way that I don't want to care what my competitor is doing. And it's not that you want to mimic them, but you need to know what their strengths and weaknesses are. Because if you know what they're not good at, then you know what to make your product good at. So like, take for instance, I buy coconut water from a coconut vendor, and I buy 3 bottles about twice to 3 times a week. So, and his coconut water is $14. So normally I pay him $45. That's 45? Yeah, 15, yeah, 45. I normally pay him $45. 45 and 45 is 90, and 45 is what? That's 135. Okay. So I spend about $135 a week on coconut water with this vendor. You know why I buy coconut water from him? His personality. He's a real loving guy. Right? So when I ask him, okay, how things going, boss? It's a chief, boss, man. I am so blessed. I am so thankful. You know, I don't make no fuss. I am glad that you come to buy water from me today because, I mean, your support means a lot to me. You know, because when you buy from me, I support me. That young lady there, so that's my daughter, and this other youngster. So a lot of people get support. I was like, cha, boy, this is a good fella. So you know, 135, multiply that by 4. 135 is what? 270. 270 is 540. $540 a month I'm spending on coconut water. That's more than I spend on my light bill, water bill, and phone bill. The only thing I'm spending more than that is gas and food. And only because I got 3 youngsters like you all at my house. So there are people who are selling other water, and there are times that if he's not there, I've actually driven to another place, and when I got out and went to the vendor, the way that he behaved, I just turn around and went right back and say, you know what, I'm going to wait till my regular guy come out and I can get water from him. All right, and for anyone who wants to know about this guy, he's right there by the junction of Buckley. Yeah, his name's St. George, Buckley and Constant. Really nice guy. Okay, so let's move on. Okay. So you need to understand how customers buy, what goes through people's mind when they are looking to make a purchase. So the thing is that people make purchases based on what's happening in their head and what's happening in their heart, what they're thinking, how they're feeling. All of us do it. Some of us take more time to do it than others. So I want you to know that when you are looking to create your product, think about what will people say or think or feel when they see you, when they hear you. You like Kevin Hart? Yes. You don't? Okay. I feel so good then that you compare me to Kevin Hart. Good. All right. So I want you to start to think about it. Let's talk about something that you guys like. What you guys are into now? Because I'm getting old, so I'm not sure what some of the things that you guys are into. TikTok. You can dance. You sure? You have a TikTok? You have a TikTok account? We can check it out. Okay. You don't want to check it out? Your TikTok private? Okay. How many followers you have? How many? So you only got about 3 or 4 friends? Okay, good. All right. So what else do you like? Products and stuff that you like. What you guys are into? But you also say you're into social media, but y'all don't use social media because most of y'all just use social media to go and look at people's stuff, to gossip with their friends, and talk and bad talk with people that they don't like. Correct? Correct. Good. All right. And if you had a boyfriend or a girlfriend and they don't like somebody else, you want to put them page to see if they look better than you or not. Okay. All right. So that's how y'all use. That's how y'all use social media. You use it differently? How many of you people use social media to sell the things that they make? What do you sell? Clothes? Clothes that you make or you buy and sell? Okay. You buy from where? Bridgetown? Overseas? You buy from an online store and you sell. So if I want to buy something from you, I can go out on your site and buy something? Yeah? You know, it's on Instagram? All right, pull it up. Let me see. Pull it up. Is you sell things for boys or girls? Both? Men or women? Young men or old men? So, yeah, what's your Instagram handle? I can't hear you. Flush Palace? Somebody interpret for me because I'm not hearing you. Because You see yourselves, everyone. People in here may be ready to buy from you. I can't hear you. Look, interpret for me, young lady, because you have a louder voice. What's she saying? Plush Palace? Plush Palace. All right, so everybody here right now, go to Plush Palace on Instagram and like it and follow. So that's now what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You don't get about 15 new followers. And they're charging you. There's on Instagram. So you see, they know about social media, because on social media you don't have to accept no friend requests. Plush Palace 2, 4. So you got me sharing false information. Are you trying to promote your business and I'm not even charging you? All right. So we gotta move on because we don't have a lot of time. All right. But the thing is, I want you to understand that when people are making decisions, they're making decisions not really and truthfully, right? People don't care about Plush Palace. People don't care about how many followers you have. They don't care about how much money you make. They don't care about, so that a 12-year-old could tell me I halfway old and halfway young. So I can hold up in the halfway young area. Okay. So the thing is, I want you to start to think in terms of who you want to sell to. Because while everyone may be interested, not everyone is going to want to have your product. Yes. Right, but when they talk about plantain, get the sweet plantain, do you ever buy any? Correct. So when he telling you plantain, sweet plantain, you have no interest in plantain because do you eat plantain? We will eat them, but we ain't buying them. Mommy or daddy or granny go buy them. So he's wasting his time telling you about sweet plantain, unless you're with mommy. She said, mommy, buy plantain. Wait till we get in the supermarket, okay? And there's a reason for that, because she may not like the way that the guy who's selling the plantain on the side present himself. And they're gonna go to their friends, people who look like them, who passionate, who will say, but I am so impressed with you, young lady or young man, that you are doing something positive. Even though I normally won't buy a product like this here, I'm gonna buy 2 or 3 or 4. Last week I saw some young people like yourself. They were doing a fundraiser and they were selling juices. I didn't want any of the juices, but I wanted to support them. So you know what? I bought 1 for the wifey, 1 for the son, 1 for the daughter, and 1 for the next son. So I, who normally don't drink juice, I bought 4 at $5. No, I don't drink beer either. I drink water. I will drink natural juice, but I don't drink beer. You can imagine me drinking beer. I can't hear. Then count. Someone going here. Okay. No, I would prefer to make my own because I try not to use a whole lot of sugar. Okay. Pardon me? So we're making juices without sugar? Okay, interesting. All right. If you're going to make juice without sugar, do some interesting combinations. Blend some different things. But I want to stevia. No. If you're in the sugar, you're in the sugar. So all you do is replacing sucrose with some kind of other sweetener. But I understand is 16? 15. Who's 16 or 17? Who's 17? 17. You have a boyfriend? You want a boyfriend? Not now. Okay. You have a girlfriend? Not you. You didn't know me. You can talk just. So you're a girlfriend? No, you're ready to talk. You have a girlfriend? Do you want a girlfriend? You want some pizzas. So you want somebody who can probably help bake and know the difference between when it cooked and when it raw. Right. Somebody who can probably chop onions. Right. Okay. Tell me more about this girl. Wait, you come here, you hold up. I talking to my brother here. So again, so therefore, let me see the girls in here who are willing to help the boyfriend in the shop. All right. So again, I want you to look around. Put your hands there. If you're willing to help your boyfriend in the shop, not saying that you have to be his girlfriend, but if you're prepared to help your boyfriend in the shop, okay, you look around. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4 hands. So it automatically tells you that the girls that don't have their hands up don't even look in their direction, because they're not going to help you. Correct? Let me see the girls in here now who had their hands up before. Of the four of those who know when pizza done bake from when it raw. All right, you're in this here. You're out already. Okay. All right, let me see the hands. All right, so that's one hand. So it means then, right? If you are looking in here for a girl, when you're ready for a girlfriend, who will help you in the shop and who know bake pizza, you see the young lady there in the back? That is the young lady of those who will want, need, and prepare to buy your product. It's the same thing. Remember, marketing is about relationships, whether it's a relationship, a romantic relationship, or a business relationship. So all the young ladies in here who want to get married to a man who is tall, dark, and handsome, then I will tell them, don't talk to none of my sons. No, one may be a little taller than me, but the next one is like way down here. If my wife was looking for a husband who was tall, dark, and handsome, somewhere along the way, she obviously woke up and realized, hey, great things come in small packages. All right? So you need to choose your audience wisely. And I've been married for 22 years, longer than all of you in here have been alive. Yes, 22 years I've been married. You was only 18? Yeah. What month you born in? September? Yeah, when you were born in, we were probably on the second honeymoon. All right. So the right audience is important, but you also may need to ensure that you're offering the right things to your customers, because everyone don't want the same thing. Agree? Okay. Who here like KFC? Who prefers Chefette? Who prefers Subway? Who prefers Burger King? You see? So therefore, you need to offer different things to different people. You may even see one or two that's valued at $500,000. One behind the wheel driving them. When I saw it about 10 years ago, when I saw the price, I actually thought it was a phone number. It was 429-9999. And clearly, that's the number for the Samaritans. So I would have probably need to call the Samaritans after I recognized, and that was the price of the vehicle. It is still my dream vehicle. A Range Rover. Yeah. It's the same kind of ride that the royal family moves around in. There's not a G-Wagon. There's not a Tesla. Yeah. You probably need that can probably buy 2 Teslas. I just tell you a Range Rover. Google it. One is a lolly. One is a soft serve on a waffle cone. And one is a... Correct. All right. But they're all ice cream. But they have different prices. And not only the price is different, the emotional element is different. So imagine, okay, yeah, we pick on you already. No, you hold it. You're part of this class? Okay, good.
She is, no, she ain't here.
Good. All right, how old are you? All right, and you get all dressed up, and then he tell you, okay, we're gonna stop the bike truck, and we're gonna have 2 lollies. Pardon me? What, I didn't hear what you said. You get dumped? Man on the budget. Okay. So, are we okay? Can we stop this bike? We're gonna stop bike. We're gonna stop Frosties, and we're gonna have a chocolate lolly. Are you interested? Okay. What about the fruit lolly? I mean, so let's say we can have this. Okay? You're a keeper. All right? Because you know this ain't happening, right? Sister? But But you're dressed up. I said, and this is our first date, so you're all dressed up.
She might feel shame.
Is that so? Would you feel shame? But to take you for a lolly? Doesn't the thought count anymore?
But Sarah, no, I come in and you can take my too. I was dressed up.
So it's being dressed up. So you recognize, I want you to recognize it, that she doesn't have a problem with the lolly, but to be dressed up, because after you're dressed up, you have a certain... Yeah? You going around people? You want to dress up? And we going on a date? And I take you for soft serve ice cream. At least you know you're getting to eat. Right. Good. Listen here, fellas. Okay. All right. My friend's still ain't going over because she's all dressed up. But okay, so therefore, you don't want the lolly. What about the sundae?
Of course.
Ah, of course.
You got me carried for that.
For those who are still online, we are still in class and we are still talking about marketing, and we are looking at creating the right offers for your customer. So we recognize so far this afternoon that there are some people who don't mind having a lolly, but they're not going to be dressed up for it. But you'll go out for this Saturday Sunday all dressed up. So what about it? What about you, ma'am? Is it okay? We're gonna first date, Nutty Sunday, barbecue barn, or a hotel like my friend here suggesting? Still not even sure. I suspect that the mere fact that the lolly ain't got out of your mind yet. But it's okay for you. You said for sure. Okay. Oh, you say you're on the budget now? Well, you know the good thing about it? You know what's really, really good? Is that you all are being honest. But a lot of consumers, a lot of potential customers are not that honest. They will give some kind of excuse. When the young man said that he's interested, he take you for ice cream, sometimes people automatically get belly hurt. The cat left for him no more. The shoes pop out. Or with the one thing can't decide what to wear. Or we do another time taller than I am, when she's not wearing heels. I just saw you 22. You don't listen. Okay. All right. So moving on. You were 12. So look, when you born, it's like she be already. At 12 years, yeah, long. All right, so to recognize here is that which is right in between. So you must be thinking in terms of what people were prepared to spend and have the various offers. Okay. Right, then comes your messaging. Remember I asked you why? Yeah. So people, you need to know why you're doing this. Because there are people who will buy from you because they agree with your way. That is why when there are charitable organizations who are asking people to donate, people will donate based on the cause. So there are people who love animals, so they will donate towards animals. There are people like me who are very passionate about children, especially young boys and those who are underprivileged, who I would always give to. There are people with me who are passionate about women who are disadvantaged, and that's from my own childhood experience. So anything that deals with young people, I am here. So Ms. Foster will call me and say, Troy, we're doing the $20 challenge. And I say, yes, I in. You want to hear something? I'm not even sure if I'm getting paid to be here. I get paid? Oh, yes. Who's that? If you come, it's going to make it easier for you to get involved in business. So I can leave here feeling justified that, you know what, I came, I shared with these young people, they had a good time, and you learned something. Have you learned something so far? Let me see, put your hands in the air if you've learned something. For those who are online, are they communicating with us here, or they're just online? If they're on Zoom?
No, they're just streaming.
Okay, streaming. So if you are, can they respond to us in any form or fashion, any platform? Okay. If you are on the platform and you've learned something so far, you enjoy the session, give me a thumbs up, put a hand in the air, or give me an 8 or something. That's so that we know that you enjoyed this. If you're in this room and you really enjoyed it, put your hand in the air, not just half a hand, but the whole hand. Okay, this is important to me because I am here to share with you. And the messaging is clear. If you want to succeed in business, you must build relationships. You need to get out of your shell and connect with people. And not just people who look like you and behave like you and sound like you. You need to connect with people who are going to help to get you from here to here. The reality is that starting this program, it means that you can now add this to your resume. It says then that you understand the fundamentals of business. Yeah. I remember I would often say to individuals, when they ask me about work experience and skills, I always said, hey, I'm a leader. Because at 16 years old, I was a Boy Scout. And I was responsible for myself and 16 other boys. So you can't tell me that I don't have leadership skills, because for 2 years I led those boys and no one dropped out, no one complained about me. And they all achieved more. Cool? Yeah, don't look at these shoes. All right. You will wear this t-shirt? Yes. Guys, you will wear this t-shirt? Yeah. I'm not asking the girls, because there's a man's shirt. All right. So guys, you will wear the shirt? You will wear the shirt? Okay. All right. So to show you, right? Now, this is not the shirt that I had planned to wear. But my 19-year-old daughter said, Daddy, if you're going to talk to young people, that long sleeve button-up shirt that you're wearing ain't cutting it. Yeah. It was a, and why you say that? Huh? Oh, you want me looking real formal? Yeah. Then you can say, where you come from? You come to preach to people. Okay. All right. Good. So, but my shoes, I wear my shoes because I want to wear my shoes. So that's the added formality. But it just goes to show you that when you present, and I feel really good knowing that the young men say that they will wear this shirt. Because all the young men in here are young enough to be my son. So it means that my 19-year-old daughter made a good choice. So the packaging and the first impressions are very important. But also the consistency of your messaging. You need to be consistent. So I want you to really ask yourself, based on how I behave right now, look in the mirror. Ask yourself, look in the mirror and ask, would I buy something from you? Ask yourself right now, based on who you are, would you buy something from yourself? Do you present yourself in a way that people will want to do business with you? Yes. You just go along out. What limit? You're 12 years old. What limit you can have? What you got to worry about? Go to school, get good grades, and do what your mother tell you. You got nothing else to worry about? I don't understand this, right? Help me. I was 12 a long time ago. All grandmothers to tell you is, get up, move that cup off that plate off your table, wash down wares, make it your bed. That's all I'm telling you. And that's what the problem. If you live in my house, you will see. Okay. But then again, yeah, you get up and come right here. What's your name again? When they say, I know, get up and get ready, move on. All right, so who you are and who do you want to serve? Who are you? Who are you when no one is looking? I want you to ask yourself that question. Who are you when no one is looking? Because I know as a teenager, mommy want me to do this, daddy want me to do this, granny want me to do this, teachers are expecting this. A whole lot of people are expecting us to be different things. But who are you when no one is looking? When you are by yourself, who are you? I am not the same person when I am here as when I'm home watching television by myself. If I'm watching television by myself, I have it all up, it's loud, which is very different if I'm watching TV at 2 o'clock in the morning. I have on my headphones and no one can hear. I am not the same person. If you pass and see me in my neighborhood, my own neighborhood place in Damonos with the fellas, you will say, wait, that Mr. Hola? Quite keeping beer noise. So we are all different, but when I am by myself, you need to know who you are. We don't have a lot of time to go into it, but we will continue this as we go forward. But I want you to seriously ask, who am I? Really? Let it be manifested. I'll pray for you before the afternoon is over. Good. All right? But I like your personality, because once that personality and that braveness, and willingness to be able to speak, imagine being able to get paid for speaking. It's just no matter now of trying out to harness it and put it in the right direction. So your report probably have on too talkative. Correct? Yeah? So you're a different person in class? Okay. Listen, the thing is, right, if you use what you learn in this program, when the program is over, even if you give back all of the money, listen, you still have the knowledge that you can use again. So don't worry about the $20. Worry about the $1,000, $2,000, $10,000 that you can make if you apply what you've learned here by amplifying what you're selling. Yes, please. It will be your business. Of course you can continue. Some schools you can't sell products at school, but you can do it on the side. We can't school. Most of y'all don't have anything to do. You all don't have no sheep nor pig to look after. Most of y'all don't have to. You have a sheep and pig to look after. Good. Well, therefore, then the sheep belongs to you. Good. So keep more sheep, sell some, get money. Good. Eat some, sell some. But that's how you make money. Let me see who all has here. People who eat lamb. If you eat lamb or mutton, put your hand in the ear. All right. Good. Potential customers you got here. That's what I'm talking about. Sell to their parents, because these ain't got no money, so they need to sell to their parents. All right? So I want to start to think, look around and see what is it you're really good at that you can make money from. All right? So when you know who you want to sell to, and you know how you're going to sell it, because you need to know what is the sales process. How do I go about selling it? How much more time I have, sister? 5 minutes. Okay. How do I go about selling the product? What are the steps that I need to take? I need to get people aware that I have a business, that I'm selling things. So you use your Instagram and you put it across Instagram and TikTok. Okay? So you can now change your channel to Ethan's Flock on TikTok. All right? So you can now create and share. So let people know that you have a business. Let all your friends right now, all right? Have you met any new friends here? Have you shared with them what you're looking to do? So they might have potential customers. I find a lot of us as business people, we want to keep our idea to ourselves. Oh, I don't want nobody to know what I want to do. So how are you going to sell it? How are you going to promote it? So then you start the business, have the product, and no customers. So for all of you who are into the games, let me see the gamers in here. No, you're not a real gamer then. You're the mock gamer. For the gamers, you know that before there's a new release, before it comes out, there's always these previews coming soon, coming in September, next summer, 2023. And they're telling you, and you're getting excited. I go get one of those. The product has not been released as yet. So that when they tell people, this coming soon, natural juices coming soon, cupcakes coming soon, car washing, whatever you're going to be doing, coming soon. And promote it on your TikTok, on your IG, and you also use Snapchat. And your Snapchat. And for those people who hide or use Facebook, on Facebook. All right? So at this stage, I'm going to stop now, but when I come back, I think that's on the 4th. Yes, we are going to be continuing this as we continue to look at the marketing strategies, because at the end of the day, if you don't have a strategy to get people interested in your product and get your product to the people, then really truthfully, you just have a hobby. It's not a business. All right? Any questions before we go? Okay. When you can start your business? Oh, you can start your business idea. You should be formulating your business idea on paper first so that you can see this effectiveness. All right? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Holder. Do you guys have a better appreciation of how you need to sell things to people and get people to buy from you? And remember, in the previous session, you said you do not sell the thing, you sell the emotion or the outcome. The result is what you're selling. You have several questions. I'm going to take a few minutes just to answer some of your questions. The first question, you have to make sure you are registered online for the $20 challenge, so you have to register. The second thing is your teacher will get you into your groups and give you information about the challenge. On Monday, you will get, for those who are registered, on Monday, you will actually get a handbook with all the information around the challenge. You should really do exactly what is said. You shan't get the $20 until you have an idea. So when you meet with your ambassador and your teacher, that's why we gave you these documents today, because you now need to work together. And I'll say this to you, if you want to go fast, do it by yourself. If you want to go far, partner with somebody else. Because it is in the sharing and the pooling of knowledge and resources that we are able to build bigger and better businesses. I also heard some of your ideas. Let me say, nobody has won this competition since 2011 that made a baked good that was just a baked good, just letting you guys know. And that baked good at the time, it was something called booby cakes. And it was October, and it was breast cancer month. So the bread was a month or whatever, so it wasn't just even a cupcake or the breads. No, it was done very specifically. And they made a ton of money because they went to a lot of the activities related to breast cancer and whatever. Also, as part of this challenge, you have to give back to charity. You have to make a charitable donation. In order for you to come here and to enjoy this facility, get this training, do all of this, there are corporate sponsors who make this possible. They are pouring into you, and we are saying to you, you have to pay it forward. You can decide which organization you will want to work with. We do not tell you that. Again, there will be the information regarding how that goes about. But let me say to you, the sessions today about ideation, about business model canvas, about how to look at your marketing strategy, about how to do those things, you have an advantage that your peers who just start businesses do not. Therefore, the businesses, you had some really good ideas about business. The last $20 challenge competition, the winners, let me give you the last 4 winners. Somebody made soaps and scrubs and a whole set of beauty products, but they were high-end beauty products being sold at $30 and $40. Y'all understand what I'm saying? They weren't just, the little things. The young man says his dream is to one day own an empire like Sephora or something like that. That is what his dream is. We had somebody build a portable road tennis game. The other guys made, actually there are no finalists in the accelerator program of the National Accelerator Program, and they made flavored pepper sauces. So you had sorrel pepper sauce, mango pepper sauce. You had all different types of pepper sauces. And they are now at the level, hot steppers at the national level competing. We had the situation where we had Vera Collections, and Vera Collections was 3 young people who came together. One was studying business, one wants to be a doctor, the other one is a cosmetologist, and they had aloe vera growing freely, and they turned the aloe vera that was all about their properties into product. And they have just launched their business officially through Fund Access. So I just want to give you an idea of who wins this competition. In the Mr. Executive Challenge we had earlier this year, some young men went about different job sites, construction sites. They collected discarded PVC and turned it into plant pots and weights and a whole set of other things. So if you're serious about winning, if you're serious about competing at the highest level, you need to think beyond the simple. Everybody hear me? There was a young lady who made, she sings now, she was in Richard Stoke Teen Talent as well, and she went to the beach and collected sea glass, you know sea glass that is smooth, and she fashioned it into jewelry, to earrings and necklaces, but the finishes were so clean. I'm saying to you, this is a competition. Everybody will not become an entrepreneur, but we want you to think big. Because even if you go to work at somebody else's business, you need to understand how business works and what the results, the outcomes, what are the benefits. Because if the business grows and you want to be an employee, then you can remain in employment and you can also probably go up the ladder. So that's what this competition is about. It is not about cookies. Unfortunately, it's not about just buying and selling. It is about if you buy something, you have to transform it. Not that you can't participate in a competition, you definitely won't win. I could tell you that now. Another winner went and she got some discarded at the time, started with tiles, old tiles, and started to paint scenes on them. She painted sceneries on them using alcohol-based paints. And then it went from scenery to pottery to, by the end of the competition, she had commissions for clocks, a whole set of things. Another young lady was good at photography, and she took some photos. I remember she had a really big photo. Somebody came through at the marketplace. The marketplace is the third Saturday in November, November 19th. It's at Sky Mall. And when somebody saw it, and she was able to sell that painting for over $5,000. She was one of our winners. She is now in Scotland, finishing up her first degree in graphic arts. Y'all understand the competition? And I have heard each of you today. I have heard your thoughts. I have heard your social impact messages. I know that you have greatness within you. What I don't want you to do is settle. You could start making the cookies and let that bring you your first set of money. There was one set of young people who made conkeys and poems for independence, and it didn't work out the first week, and then they went back to school with conquettes and ponettes and wipe out. But they were thinking. So what I'm saying to you is, you have the opportunity. We had another group last year who did an app, who built out an app. Somebody about 4 or 5 years ago who did ice creams that were gluten-free and that were lactose-free. So I'm saying to you, start with the idea you have, but don't stop there. Refine it so that you can go further in the competition. I want to thank you all for coming. I want to thank you all for starting off on this journey. And at the end of the competition, we normally have this really big gala, and you get to come, you get to sit and rub shoulders with some fairly important business people in Barbados, and they're also part of the judging pool. And you sit, you don't have to dress up too fancy. It's fancy for young people, but not necessarily black tie. But you get to sit and rub shoulders and have a nice meal and really have like your Oscars event for your product. All right, for this challenge. Yes, ma'am. Yes, interestingly, we've had brothers and sisters who've won. One was older, one was younger, one tagged along, and by the time they got there, then they participated. So yes, you can be in the challenge for more than 1 year. I'm going to say this, 1 year we had a young lady who created, Sierra Hamlin, self-watering plant pots, and she came back the next year and had something completely different. Next year she came back with a seaweed-based solution for for water, for nurturing your plants and stuff like that. So you see, from same agriculture space, but different product. So yes, we do that. Another young lady that I talked about who sold the paintings, then she came out with clocks. She made clocks with pictures on it. So if you had a clock with your family picture inserted or whatever, that's the kind of thing she did. So you have to show us that you've learned and you take it to the next level. So I want to say thank you. You've been really great, and I want to wish you a safe journey home. And we will be expanding on the design and innovation theme. I have a broader workshop, but hopefully then you would have had your ideas and you would come so that you can take them from maybe the ordinary and transform them into the extraordinary so that you can have great sales. So I want to wish you an enjoyable weekend and a safe trip home. Thank you, everybody.